Okay, so let's jump right into a really weird paradox about money. We're all told to budget, right? But if you look at a lot of wealthy people, they just don't. No spreadsheets, no tracking every coffee, no feeling guilty about ordering takeout. And yet somehow their finances seem to run like clockwork. It completely flies in the face of the number one piece of financial advice we hear our entire lives.
So that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? If budgeting is supposed to be this golden ticket to building wealth, then why are the people who are already at the finish line playing a totally different game? It's a huge clue that we might be looking at the whole money thing backwards.
I bet this slide feels familiar to a lot of you. The promise of budgeting is amazing, right? We're going to be in control, disciplined, successful. But what's the reality for most of us? It's just stressful. It's feeling guilty about tiny purchases, and then feeling like a total failure when we inevitably go over in some category. If you've been there, trust me, you are not alone.
And here is the most important thing I want you to take away today. If you've struggled with a budget, it is not because you're bad with money or because you lack willpower. The problem isn't you. The problem is the budget itself. It's a badly designed system for how our brains actually operate.
See, here's where all goes wrong. Budgeting pretends it's about managing money, but what it's really about is trying to control your own behavior every minute of every day. It basically asks you to be a security guard for your own wallet, which, let's be honest, is exhausting.
And this leads us straight to this fascinating psychological concept called decision fatigue. I want you to think of your willpower like the battery on your phone. Every single decision you make all day, big or small, drains a little bit of that battery. And the more decisions you make, the faster that battery drains, until you're left making, well, not so great choices. And boom, that is the trap. Budgeting is a decision fatigue machine. Can I afford this latte? Should I get the name brand or the store brand? Wait, how much is left in my entertainment category? It forces you to make hundreds of these tiny, agonizing choices. And it's exactly why your budget probably falls apart on a Friday night after a long week. Your decision battery is just completely dead.
So what's the alternative? What do the wealthy do instead? Well, instead of trying to constantly restrict themselves with brute force willpower, they focus on redesigning their financial environment. They build a system that makes good choices the default, the easy path.
And that system is built on these three simple pillars. First, you get control over your cash flow. Second, you intentionally design some constraints. And third, this one's the real game changer. You remove as many decisions as you possibly can. Let's break them down.
So, pillar number one, cash flow control. A budgeter obsesses over every little expense. A systems thinker just asks one big simple question. At the end of the month, is there more money coming in than going out? Is my system generating a surplus? It's about looking at the health of the whole forest, not counting every single leaf. Okay, pillar two, constraint design. It's going to sound a little weird. We think freedom is having unlimited options, but that's actually just chaos. The smart move is to intentionally add limits. You know, like having a separate checking account just for fun money, and only putting a set amount in there each month. When it's gone, it's gone. No willpower needed. You're designing the system around the fact that willpower fails.
And that all leads to this quote, which is really the secret key to this whole thing. The goal isn't to become a superhero of financial discipline. The goal is to set up your life so you barely have to make any financial decisions at all.
And that's our final pillar, decision removal. This is where the magic happens. You automate everything. Bills get paid without you thinking about it. Money zips over to your savings account the second your paycheck lands. Investments happen on a schedule, no matter what the market is doing. You remove the monthly debate, the emotion, the negotiation with yourself. You just let the system do its job.
So, let's talk about how to make this real for you. The whole point is to move away from a budget which demands that you be perfect every single day and move toward a system which just asks you to be smart once when you set it up. After that, it does all the heavy lifting for you.
So how do you actually build it? It really comes down to just 3 steps. Step 1, automate your future first. This is non-negotiable. The moment your income hits your account, a piece of it automatically goes to savings and investments. You pay your future self before you even see the money. 2, set up fixed limits for your lifestyle spending. You create a guilt-free spending account for everything else, your fun, your food, your whatever. And 3, eliminate. Go on a mission to hunt down and destroy every single recurring money decision you can. Automate it or get rid of it.
And you know the best part. You can delete those nagging expense tracking apps from your phone. You don't need them anymore. Instead, you just track two big things that actually tell you if you're winning. Is your net worth going up over time, and are you ending each month with a cash surplus? That's it. That's the real scoreboard.
So you see, this isn't just a handful of new tactics. It's a whole new mindset. It's about changing the fundamental question you ask yourself about money every single day.
And this slide right here, this is the whole thing in a nutshell. A budgeter is always stuck in the moment, stressed, asking, can I afford this one thing? But a systems thinker gets to ask a much better, much calmer question. Did my system already take care of all the important stuff? My savings, my investments, my bills? And if the answer is yes, well then the money that's left over is truly yours to enjoy, completely guilt-free.
So if you remember one thing, let it be this. Budgeting basically trains you to be at war with yourself, constantly fighting your own impulses. A system, on the other hand, trains your money to do the work for you, automatically, in the background, making your goals happen without you even trying. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Now that you see how a financial system works, can you ever really go back to looking at a budget the same way again?